Hello. Hello, little girl. Oh. Hello, sir. How are you? Oh. Why are you standing outside this door, little girl? I'm waiting on my mommy. My mommy told me to wait here. Little girl, would you like some sweeties? Yes, please, sir. What kind of sweeties do you have? I have the Twizzlers, and I have Juju Fruits. Okay, where are they, sir? They're in my white van that is just down that alleyway. If you get into that van, you will see all the Twizzlers in the world. Just get in the van, little girl. Okay. For 2 packets of Twizzlers and a packet of Juju Fruits, I'll suck your cock. What? For 2 packets of Twizzlers and 1 packet of Juju Fruits, I'll suck your cock, but I'm not swallowing. What? Get your cock out, little man. Let's go, I want those Twizzlers. So the one thing I wanted to talk about was this guy, okay, that I'm obsessed with, this arch criminal called The General. Quick recap, Irish criminal back in the 80s, was executed in his car, but was a very strange kind of dude, you know. Kevin Spacey played him in a movie, Brendan Gleeson played him in a movie. Did a lot of weird fucking things, you know, back in the 80s. It was a very colourful character. Stole a $20 million Caravaggio, hid it in the mountains. And I said this last time, but I didn't make it clear because someone said, did he hide it in like a shack? No, he hid it in the mountains. He hid it under bramble and brush in a plastic bag. He hid a $20 million Caravaggio in a plastic bag in some bramble and brush and twigs, and did a little kind of a mental marker of where his Caravaggio was, but just hid it in the mountain, like on the ground, in a ditch, basically in a ditch. This guy was fucking nuts, you know? But one thing happened during the 80s that I never really, it struck me as so strange, and it's one of those things which you can never forget, because I didn't know what was going on. Apparently, it was reported that the General, aka Martin Cahill, found that one of his men, his soldiers, was stealing from him, okay? So in an effort to get him to admit to his crime, he crucified him to a snooker table, you know? Because he crucified him to a snooker table at a snooker hall that he owned, okay? And he put nails through his wrists, nailed them literally to the wood on the edge of the snooker table, and then he nailed his feet to the end piece of wood, not through the actual sleigh, but nailed them to the wood on both sides of the snooker table, like literally like Jesus Christ. He crucified him, which had to be one of the most excruciatingly painful things. And the dude still said, I didn't steal. And then one of the General's henchmen said to him, I think he's telling the truth. And the General said, I think he is, because, you know what I mean? Nobody could take this kind of pain. So they had him like brought to the hospital. But it got out there, and it was a news report, and everybody was talking about it, you know? But it wasn't that they were talking about it. It was the way in which they were talking about it. Like, it wasn't the crucifixion that people were shocked by. Okay, it wasn't the crucifixion. It was the snooker table. Okay, it was weird, and it wasn't just one or two people. It was everybody in Ireland back in the 80s would recount this story the same way. Like the first time I heard it, right? I heard it on a bus. Two guys were sitting in front of me, and one guy goes, "Hey, did you hear what happened?" And the other guy goes, "No, what?" And the first guy goes, "The general, he crucified a man." And the other guy went, "No." And the first guy goes, "Yeah, to a snooker table." "No!" "Oh, gee!" Like, what the fuck? I'm like, what the fuck? That's the important part? To the snooker table? And everywhere I went, the story was recounted the same way. People would go, "Have you heard about this guy, the general?" "No, he crucified a man." "He did not." "He did. He crucified a man." "To a snooker table." "No!" No. And I swear to God, right, I was in my grandmother's one Sunday, right? And we used to go to our granny's every Sunday, and all the aunties would go, and all the women on the street would turn up, and all the uncles would go. And at some point during the day, all the uncles would go to the pub, for a couple of pints, and the women would stay behind. But they'd always leave instructions to the men, bring us back some Guinness, some bottles of Guinness or bottles of porter, So all the women, I'd stay behind with all the women because I was only like 15, 16, and I couldn't go to the pub. So all the women would be chit-chatting, like probably 20 women, women from across the street. And I remember the men came back from the pub and they had all the brown plastic bags, or the brown paper bags full of booze, and they'd be handing the booze out. And then one of my uncles went, hey, ladies, and all the 20 women, including my mom and my grandmother, went, what? And my uncle went, did you hear what happened? And all the women, like literally a whole chorus of them, no, like, no, what happened? And my uncle went, do you know the general? Yeah. Well, he crucified a man. No. And all the women were like, no. And my uncle went, to a snooker table. No! Women were getting up and frowning. What the fuck? Women were freaking out. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What's with this snooker table shit? That's not the important part of the story. The important part of the story is the general crucified a man to a snooker table. That's what's fucking freaking you out and shocking you. But women were like, oh, no, not the snooker table. Oh, Jesus, Brady, did you hear? No, the snooker, why didn't you just do it to the floor? You know what I mean? I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And the final straw was, his name was Daniel McMahon. He was one of the most respected newsmen in Ireland, okay? Like, he was just one of the most respected newsmen of all time. He was delivering the news one night, right? And he said, and I swear to God, he goes, and finally, reports are coming out that Martin Cahill, a.k.a. the General, crucified one of his associates. And I swear he went like this, to a snooker table. What the fuck? I literally couldn't understand it. Who cares if it's to a snooker table, man? Who fucking cares? I don't care if it's to a fucking Picasso painting, okay? That's not the important part of the story. It's like I was the only one in Ireland. And if you ask somebody about that story today, they will still tell you it the same way. Oh, yeah, he crucified a man, yeah. Oh, Jesus, he crucified a man. It was terrible. He crucified a man. To a snooker. What the fuck? Who cares about a fucking snooker table, you know? The last podcast. Wasn't very good, was it? None of none of me none of me po- none of me podcasts are very good. It's just, I've been trying, you know. I'm gonna go. I don't think I'll be doing. I don't think I'll be doing any more podcasts. I did try. I tried my best, guys. And yeah, obviously my best wasn't good enough, but